What do you take on a prairie dog hunt? Well, you're about to find out here on Gun Talk Hunt.
Hey, I'm KJ, dedicated lifelong hunter here. If you got an interest in all things hunting, you're in the right spot. Whether chasing quail across the plains of Oklahoma or in pursuit of elk in the backcountry of British Columbia, you'll always find me on the hunt.
All right, welcome in, Gun Talk Hunters. Today's episode is brought to you by Range Ready Studios. For your next class, find rangereadystudios.com. And Timney Triggers. Triggers since 1946. They're easy, they're efficient, and they're dang good. And Ruger.com. Find your next SFAR, your next hunting rifle, or your next companion at Ruger.com. All right, what do you take on a prairie dog hunt? I've got a ton of gear here. I have two rifles that aren't even up here that I'm taking. This is a hunt that is sponsored by really Caldwell. Caldwell is what we're kind of featuring, and they've got some cool stuff coming out. I know they're going to have some Wheeler products out there, Wheeler tools. They make some great stuff, but it's kind of a hybrid hunt. So it's a mix of prairie dog hunting, which is fun, and it is good for the environment. It keeps those populations down, because a lot of times what these big ranches go through is so they run a lot of cattle out in Wyoming. That's where I'm headed, out to Wyoming, Q Creek Ranch. But what they do is they want these prairie dogs eradicated. They want them gone, but they breed so fast, they breed so efficiently. They are everywhere, and they create holes and tunnels under infrastructure and fields. And that's a kind of a trip hazard if you're looking at, cattle. Like if you're a big ranch and have cattle, you don't want prairie dogs, because cow steps in, breaks a leg, then it's problems. So we're going to go down there. We're going to help out the ranchers around the area, and we're going to eradicate some rodents. But they also carry the plague. I mean, anything that carries the plague should be executed, right? I mean, because the plague is bad. I mean, we remember, history, right? Plague bad, getting rid of prairie dogs good. All right. So I've got a lot of stuff to get through. I don't even know where to start. Let's start with preparation. So this preparation took me all of probably 2 hours. Just the stuff that you see here, because one, I had to find stuff around the house. And that is always a difficult process, because sometimes I hide things too good, and too practical. And my wife says this to me all the time. She's like, she sees me pacing around the house. She goes, "Okay, what are you looking for?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm looking for my banished backcountry suppressor. Usually it's on this gun, and it's not." And then I start going back. Okay, when's the last time I used it? I can't find it. Couldn't find it. I've got one backcountry, and I need two. And for the life of me, could not find it. And it was frustrating me. And so my boys are trying to help me find it, and they're like, "Oh no, Dad's getting stressed out." So anyway, I'm sitting there this morning, and I'm getting ready, and I'm sitting there, and Chris asked me to bring a gun in for a class that's happening, and I'm like, you know what? There's a Silencer Central backcountry box sitting under my bed, right in plain sight, and I go, you know what? If I was a really smart guy, I would have used one backcountry, and then I would have put another away. Lo and behold, I open the box, the backcountry's there. So now I found everything. So I just need to be practical in where I put stuff. It all needs to go in the same spot. When I get older, Lord help my wife. It's going to be a problem. So let's start on glassing, and we kind of start on prep, getting everything ready. I'm utilizing a Plano case. It's the field locker. I'm shipping my rifles out there. So I've got a guy with a FFL. I'm going to ship them under my name. You can do that. He's not going to open the case. He's going to bring them to the ranch, and they're going to be there when I get there. That's going to be the easiest way, because I've got camera equipment I'm taking with me. I'm taking a Sony A7 III. I'm taking, what else do I got? I've got an FS5 that I'm taking. So a lot of big camera equipment, because we go on these trips and we really want to be as efficient with our time. And so we're shooting stuff all the time to bring to you guys on guntalk.com. So Voodoo Tactical is a soft case within my Plano field locker that I'm utilizing. I love, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it's called. It's giant. It fits like 3 or 4 guns in it. You can sling it over and use it as a backpack. Great for in the field or extra padding and extra packing material. I am taking a Kestrel with ballistics because you see with me, I've got my Seekins Havoc Hit Pro here. I am going to take that gun because we are going to hop onto the long range. And one of the cool things about this being sponsored kind of by Caldwell is they've got a new flasher, and I don't want to butcher anything. So you are going to see me looking down at my computer. That's only because I don't want to leave anything out for you guys to, I've used all this stuff, but I don't want to get any details wrong. And it's called the Flashbang. It's an AR-500 steel target hit indicator. $29 is what it's listed on the site. I guarantee you're going to find them out in the wild for less than that. But what it is it's a hint indicator. So long range shooters, or if you shoot a lot of 22s in your background, it attaches via hook and loop. So you basically put some hook and loop on your target, affix the flashbang with it, and you've got a flashing indicator. High winds or anything like that, it'll show your hits, which is really cool. So we are taking a little break to shoot some long range, which is why I've got the Seekins Havoc Hit Pro, and I'm taking that. The ammo that I am shooting with that is I'm shooting some Golden Target Match from Norma, and that's 107 grains, I believe. Yep, 107 grains. That's not going to be used. Maybe if there's a prairie dog out there at 800 yards or something, I might sling some lead at it with that. But I'm taking 80 grains of that, and I think I'm going to do some hand rolls that I did. I roll my own for this gun, but I was like, man, I just loaded a giant batch of them. But if you're going to roll them, and you just might as well shoot them, because I'm going to bring all that brass back, and it'll give me another reason to roll my own again. So taking some hand loads with me as well. And I'm shooting some burger bullets with that. And yeah, that's kind of that setup. On the gun, what you're seeing is a Leupold Mark 5 HD rifle scope. It's the 44 millimeter tube, but it's a 3.6 to 18 first focal plane with a PR1 reticle. It's Mills, of course. I love Mills. But we've got a MDT GRD bipod here in the front. I am taking this. This goes with me everywhere. This is my Leupold Pro Guide CF4 436 tripod kit. I love it. It's great. It's very lightweight, carbon fiber legs, 3 leg extension pieces on it, and ball mount. And one thing about the Seekins Havoc Hit Pro that you're going to notice, and again, if you're listening to this, tune into YouTube. Go onto a Gun Talk YouTube page, because you're going to get a better visual of some of this stuff that I've got sitting all around me. But it's got an Arca rail on the front fore end of the gun, which allows me to clip into the Pro Guide very easily. And the great thing about the Pro Guide is I can also run my Sony camera on it. So it kind of acts as a dual purpose tripod for me. And I can set the Leupold spotting scope that I'm taking. Now this is a giant spotting scope. And now that I sit here and hold it and look at it, I don't know if I want to take it now, because it adds so much more weight, but I'm flying. So and if I have room, I will take that. And that is, I forget which one it is, but I think it's, I want to say, man, riveting. It's a 27 by 55. So it's pretty cool. So, I don't know. Part of me wants to take it just to have multiple options for glassing, because I am, and they don't make this one anymore. Shame on you, Bushnell. But I'm sure they've got better stuff. but it's an old Bushnell Legend, little 12 by 36, really small. It is an angled spotting scope, which I do enjoy. I like an angled for stuff like this, especially if you're just sitting down and shooting. It makes it easy. I've got a little tripod kit. It was a whole kit that came with it. So if you find one of these little Bushnell Legends out there in the wild, pick it up because you won't be disappointed, because I take that thing with me everywhere. It's been to Wyoming multiple times. But we're going to jump in here. And we're going to jump in here with a break and listen from a word from our sponsors. And then I'm going to cover everything else. It's a lot. I warn you, it's a lot. All right. We are brought to you by Timney Triggers. Man, I wish they've got some great news coming up. They're doing a lot of stuff out there. And you'll see it all on timneytriggers.com. We had them into film. And since 1946, these folks have been making drop-in triggers easy for guys like me, because I don't have to spend time taking my gun to a gunsmith. I can change out the triggers. And this Seekins Havoc Hit Pro is a 700 model trigger. So if I wanted to do a drop-in style trigger from Remington, which they do have the Remington 700 triggers that are very easy. I have quite a few of them in my guns. I could replace that trigger if I want to. So I need to get on that because I love a Timney trigger. Find out more at timneytriggers.com. And Ruger, the Ruger SFAR, actually, I was out there shooting that thing the other day. It was a 308, had a little backcountry suppressor on it, and it's just it's so nice to shoot. And you could change out anything you want, because it's technically an AR-10 platform, but in an AR-15 like size. So the gun, I think in total, I want to say, man, I'm going to probably butcher it, but it's, somewhere in the 6.7 to 7 pound range. So not that much. But, Chris Sereno, he was out on the range with me shooting, and he goes, how's the trigger? And he shot it before, but he pulls so many triggers that he tends to forget. And he got on the gun and he shot, 3 shots within a little tiny group. And he looks at me and he goes, trigger's just fine. So, for a gun that is AR-15 size and an AR-10 platform, you can't beat it. The Ruger SFAR available in 6.5 Creedmoor and 308. So multiple different options for you guys out there. Ruger.com. And Range Ready Studios. Range Ready Studios is offering classes all the time. I'm actually, probably by the time this thing airs, I'm sitting in a class. It's the Diagnostic Pistol Instructor course. I am not a pistol instructor, but I do want to be able to diagnose my shooting. And that's what Range Ready Studios is offering. I am not a pistol shooter. I want to get better. I just want to get better. And I think that's what we should all strive for. We should all strive to hit 1 to 2 training classes per year. Now, whether that's with Range Ready or someone else, a reputable trainer, vet them nicely, but you won't be disappointed. You'll see your skills grow. And I've taken 2 classes, and absolutely phenomenal. My shooting is improving. My rifle shooting is improving. No matter how good you think you are, we had, I kid you not, a 74-year-old lady here a few weeks ago, and she could shoot. Very unassuming, but she carries a full-size gun every day to protect her and her husband. And I'm telling you, she walked out of here, and the quote that was on her page, the best class I've ever taken. And she could already shoot. So that's saying something. RangeReadyStudios.com to find more. Back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, prairie dog hunting with KJ. I've shot a few prairie dogs, and I really like it. I really like it with small calibers. Now, we kind of covered that this is a sponsored trip from Caldwell. We love them. They do a lot of cool stuff. We're going to get to shoot some of their steel, some of their flashbangs. But I am taking, and I'm very excited about this, I do not want to get this one wrong, because it is a Rock River Arms Ascendant. Okay, this is a brand new one from them. This one happens to be chambered in 223 Wild. It has a Radian Raptor ambi charging handle, forged aluminum lower receiver, upper receiver, and we all know like they are built on hunting. Rock River Arms is built on hunting, and they're built on precision. They make their own barrels, and their barrels are slick. This one is fluted. It is nice. Rock River Arms does the muzzle brake, but I am putting a Silencer Central Banish backcountry on it because I love that can. And if you're a hunter, dude, $1,000, $1,000. And I know that seems like a big drop, but you don't have to wear hearing protection. You're going to save your hearing. You're going to save your kids' hearing. Less recoil means cleaner shots. All right. 1 in 8 twist on this. And it looks like, so this is the PRS Light stock. And let me see who makes that. That's a Magpul. Yeah, it's the Magpul PRS Light stock, which I love. It's got a Rock River Arms Hogue grip, Vortex Viper HS 4-16 by 44 scope on this. I shot it this morning, and man, the thing is a tack driver. I was unsure. It's a little heavier than I thought I was gonna take, but I think so. Prairie dog hunting, you want typically, light rifles to maneuver around and all that good stuff. But last time I was on a hunt with Caldwell and we were shooting prairie dogs, man, we sat there and we got a good rest and we sat on a field like pretty much all day. So that's what I think this gun is where this gun's really going to shine, is because it is a little bit heavier, which means it's going to be dialed in. And it's going to really shoot. So I'm excited to get this thing out there. Man, they're killing it with this gun. So it's going to be 223 Wild. They also offer it in a couple of different variations. They're going to offer it in the 450 and the 350 Legend. So different variations there. And I think that's a 1 in 16 and 124 inch twist on those. So they've really dialed these guns in, and they've really, really accurized the AR-15, in my opinion. So let's go on to, so again, the Viper 4-16 by 44, which is going to be on the Rock River Arms. And then actually you can buy that package. So you can actually buy the whole setup. And I think that's what Rock River was really going for is guys, especially like guys like me. Dude, we tend, and I do this on everything, we tend to we get something basic and then we're like, oh, but I want to change it out. They've already done it with this rifle. So you can get it, like, it's pretty much fully customized to what you would normally buy aftermarket. So it's really, they've really keyed in on some key features and some key upgrades on this that I think you're going to love. And the Vortex Viper being one of them. Like, that is a quality optic. So let's move on to suppression and suppression of noise. This gun, the Seekins Havoc Hit Pro, will have a Banish 30 on it. I do love these cans. I love Silencer Central cans because, one, they make it easy, and their cans are really efficient and really, really good. They're some of the best out there, but it gets delivered to your door. So I've done it every way you could think of, and it always comes back to it's just they do such a dang good job. And I'm gonna have the backcountry, which on the backcountry, this is a 30 caliber can. Okay, so it's technically a Banish 30 backcountry, and what I love about it is this is a 223, this Rock River, and I've got it on there because it comes with an insert where you can change the thread pitch to it. It's a little thing, but it makes a big difference because you can put it on a ton of different things. All right, cleaning kit. I've got a little Otis tactical cleaning kit, which it's small. It's a universal cleaning kit because we're going to be running through a lot of ammo, and I'm going to get into ammo here in 1 second. But I'm telling you, you're going to want to clean your guns at night if you're on a serious prairie dog hunt. If you're really wanting to kill prairie dogs, bring a cleaning kit. Like, it's just, gosh, so easy. Okay. So in front of you, like, so this is the ammo's not provided. So I've got to take my own ammo, which I've got a hodgepodge of ammo because when I go out predator hunting, like I just want ammo that shoots. That's what I want. I don't judge. Like I want to try to have all the same, grain weight and the same lot. And I really try. But sometimes I think we're all the same. Sometimes you get some here, you get some there, and this is a great excuse to get it all together and just take it all out. And I've got some HSM Blitz King. This is some 55 grain. I think I literally have one box of that. Hornady does some great stuff. 60 grain Spire Points. These are, again, it's a hodgepodge. I've got double tap, some 55 grain varmint rounds. And then Black Hills, can't forget Black Hills. They could do some awesome stuff. These are 50 grain with Hornady VMAX. So all great options. I was wanting to stick around like 40 grains is what I want, but I realized that I did not have any of that. So I'm not taking any 40 grains. So I'm sticking kind of around that 55 grain area. It'll work, right? I mean, come on. I'm going to like get a drink here because my throat, I know you guys are probably tired of hearing me talk. Okay. I've got a couple more things, and we're going to wrap this up, and then I'm going to give you a report from the field next week. I promise. Well, maybe in a couple weeks, I'll give you a report from the field, because we are going to have Brandon Maddox, Silencer Central CEO, on, I think, the next week. But, okay, so prairie dogs are notorious for, they're underground dwellers, so predators that can go underground seek them out. That means rattlesnakes. I am not a fan of rattlesnakes. I'm not a fan of any snakes. Like, if I know they're there, cool. Okay, yeah, you do your thing. I stay over here, you stay over there, and our paths shall not cross again. However, sometimes it just doesn't work that way, and they get a little too close, and, they either get aggressive or something. So this is my snake charmer. And I wish you could see this because this is the life card from Trailblazer Firearms in 22 long rifle. And it literally is like the size of a credit card. And, I didn't know if there was much purpose served by this life card, but this is perfect for it. Now I would take the little Silencer Central Banish 22 off, and I could throw in like some rat shot. So some like snake shot is what I would throw in, but you'd have to take the can off for that. But it's a handy little gun. It is a single shot, but if you were looking for a reason to own one of these, disposing of small critters is 100% game on. Like, I would, no doubt, want this around. I can slide it in my side pocket, and it's going to be ready to go. So I'm going to take this, even though, like, hopefully I won't need it, but there are going to be rattlesnakes around, and screw them. Like, I just don't dig on them. Like, that's not my jam. So anyway, so you don't see a 22-250 up here. Why is that? Well, I sent mine off earlier this week to have threaded by Silencer Central. It's just another service they offer that they will get your rifle in. They'll thread it for you at whatever pitch that will fit your suppressors or whatever pitch will fit your rifle, and they send it back to you. So I'm having a couple of Thompson Center Ventures, and I miss Thompson Center, man. It's a shame that they're you don't hear anything from them. They're not around, and that's a shame. It kind of stinks because they made really good rifles, and if you guys were a fan of their Venture, so I have a Venture Predator and a Venture Compact for my boys to predator hunt with. And if you guys know anything, I love chasing predators, and a 22-250 is a smoking round for just that. And so it's just a shame that we don't hear much from them. But yeah, I'm sending them off to get threaded, and they'll be there in Wyoming when I get there, and we'll have some fun. But that's pretty much it. That's all I got for prairie dog hunting. I'm gonna give you guys a report from the field. We'll hear from Brandon Maddox, and we've got a great group of us going, so I think you guys are gonna really enjoy it. But prairie dog hunting, man, it is a great way to dull the lackluster summer that leads up to hunting season and to fall. I mean, it's a great time to get trigger time. Great deal to get the kids out, but it's all good. So you guys know the drill. You know the drill, and this is important across the board. Keep those muzzles pointed in a safe direction and always be on the hunt.